I know what to do. I'm just not doing it. I've said it. You've said it. I've heard it 100 times. Why is it so hard to stay consistent with the things you know are good for you? This episode is going to shed some light on those things that are secretly sabotaging your consistency. Things you probably haven't even considered. If you want to make real, lasting changes in your body, your energy, and your confidence, it starts here. You may be familiar with the story of the bamboo tree, one of the greatest metaphors for what it takes to change your body, your health, and your life. The bamboo tree is wild. You plant it, you water it, hardly anything happens. For years, the bamboo farmer must stay consistent. I'd probably wonder if something was wrong if it were me, but he continues the daily actions to facilitate growth despite seeing very little physical progress. It may take 4 to 5 years before it sprouts, but when it does come up from underground, it can grow up to 90 feet in just a few weeks. Crazy, right? Can you imagine the strength and depth of those roots in order for it to grow that tall, that fast? No wonder it's a symbol in various cultures of strength, resilience, flexibility, and growth. That's the power of consistency, irrespective of outcome, the power of faith in the process, the power of compound growth. Fitness is no different. You don't always see results right away, but your body is subtly shifting over time, and then suddenly it becomes obvious, indisputable. You're different. Every protein-rich meal, every walk you don't skip, every time you choose rest over hustle, it's all adding up. And then one day, the jeans fit. The energy's back. Your reflection matches that version of you you've been working towards. Most people give up before the bamboo sprout breaks through. You have to become the woman who waters the soil even when it seems like nothing is blooming yet. You have to be okay with putting down the roots in the dirt, in the dark, when no one's watching, consistently. Let's talk about what consistency really looks like, but first, the 6 things that are probably keeping you from it. Number 1, the all or nothing mindset. This is the most pervasive form of dichotomous thinking that I see all the time, especially with clients. They come in and they really struggle with being totally on or totally off. Psychologists call this cognitive distortion. You're good or you're bad. You take a couple bites of a pizza you didn't plan to, and then you demolish 3 slices and the ice cream cone after. It's kind of the equivalent of you got a flat tire, so let's just slash the other 3. You drop your iPhone on the ground, it cracks the side of the case a little bit, so you might as well just stomp on it until you shatter the whole thing. That sounds crazy, right? But that's what we do with ourselves in the world of health and fitness. We logically know this is bananas, but it is so common, and I'm telling you because I used to do it all the time. So that's the first thing I need you to know. It's so common. Let's just humanize this for a second. You do not have a character flaw. It's just in our nature to want to move towards this all or nothing thinking. Now, the reasoning behind why it's so easy to do this could be childhood upbringing. It could be previous memories that showed you that things are either good or bad. But I would venture to say it's so common because we as humans love control and we love certainty. That's my hunch, is it's easier to think this way. There is a strange sense of solace in black or white thinking, which can provide us a false sense of control and clarity. So if you like control, I know a lot of women do, you're more likely to undermine your own efforts towards consistency because navigating that gray area feels very out of control. It feels very hard to grip, and we want to have our hands on things. In reality, Things are not black or white. There is so much gray, many shades of gray. How do you overcome this? This is a huge topic in itself, so let me know if you would like me to go deeper into breaking the all or nothing mindset, but let's just cover a couple helpful tips. First, ask yourself, how is this faulty thinking serving me? Because it is. We do things because it gives us something back. And you might think, this is not giving me anything. It's stealing something from my life. No, honey, it is surely serving a purpose in your life. It has a function. The function may be just keeping you safe and still right where you are. Your unconscious mind loves safety. So you have to be real with yourself. Do you really have a growth mindset? I know we like to think we do, but all or nothing thinking is pretty fixed. If you were to have a growth mindset, you would be open to way more nuance. That's required in order for there to be constant growth. Then you mentally have to make nice with always something as opposed to all or nothing. And this really means that you cannot expect perfection. Decide in advance that when you perceive a mistake or a mess up, that you are going to reframe it to work in your favor somehow, because it literally is necessary to help you break a pattern, to help you learn self-mastery, to help you learn new skills. So in that moment, take a pause, label the feeling you're experiencing, practice self-compassion with your internal dialogue, and then let it take time. Because it takes time. I have to tell you, it took me a while to uproot this thinking pattern. But it was like, freedom when I realized I was not an all or nothing person anymore. I still have a standard of excellence, I will say, but I am not a glutton for punishment with only accepting perfection. Perfect is not possible. It's not always repeatable, so do not attach yourself to that expectation. Expect messy repetition, and now you can really make some progress. Number 2 is you probably don't have a clear, compelling why with a deep, emotionally driving reason to do this. You will default to old patterns if you don't have this in the forefront of your mind. Your brain conserves energy throughout the day by going into preformed habit loops. Like we drive home and we're not sure how we got there. Studies suggest approximately 40% of what you do every day is the same. And 90% or more of the 12,000 to 16,000 thoughts you think every day are the same. Our brain and bodies are energy management oriented. We're like little human computers running off of an operating system. Your why has to be much bigger than the energy required to interrupt these patterns temporarily. And these patterns provide a lot of comfort, a lot of pleasure, and probably keep us from perceived pain as well. That's why so many people are more likely to make huge shifts after a painful, life-altering experience. Grief, a loss, a breakup, a move. You're already in that discomfort, so now you realize, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger than me. So peel away the layers. Ask yourself why multiple times in a row. You can go 6 or 7 layers deep. We are more likely to avoid pain than seek pleasure. This is just our nature. It's a survival thing. So I consider things like the aging process. We were just in Florida. My husband and I were watching these cute little old people getting in the car next to us. And it took a while to get in the car. And my thought was, I am going to strength train as long as I can. I'm going to stay as strong as I can. I mean, aging is coming for all of us. I consider my children, making the most of every moment with them. I do consider the threats of injuries and disease and missing out on things. The fear of regret can be a really strong driver. Maybe you need to ask yourself, how might I suffer if I don't do this? And who else might suffer if I don't follow through? The reality is you're not going to radically change your life casually at first. No one trips up the mountain. You need to go deep and remind yourself your why daily until it becomes your new normal. I promise it will eventually get easier, but easier is earned. Make it real, make it deep, make it compelling first. Number 3 is you are out of alignment with your own beliefs about yourself. You can white knuckle willpower your little heart out. But if deep down you believe something about yourself, eventually that belief will come out in actions in the form of self-sabotage. It's going to rise its ugly head. So I like to, with my clients, get it out in the open in the beginning. What do you really believe about yourself at first? Because beliefs aren't necessarily the truth. They're not necessarily facts. They're pretty malleable. But we need to get them out in the open. That way we can change it. The more times that you are inconsistent and then disappointed in yourself, you are actually cementing that belief with emotion. And you're really teaching yourself that, yes, this is true about me, and it will continue to show up. So the fastest way to change a belief is to find stronger evidence to support a new belief. And newsflash, you are a consistent person in many ways. Like I said, a lot of what you're doing daily, you did yesterday. You have to be consistent in some things. I would hope you're brushing your teeth every day, so you just haven't applied your consistency capacity to this arena properly yet. And that may be because of number 4. You keep changing your plans. You don't need a new plan every Monday. You need to work the plan. Stop switching it before it works. Remember the bamboo tree. Expect all the work you're doing to be working on you before it works for you. Look for ways that you are becoming different as a person before you see any physical changes. This is one of the main reasons why, if you are serious about your health and fitness and you truly desire a transformation, you need to hire a coach. A qualified coach like myself and my team will provide an actionable plan that you can trust is right just for you. And now you can free up all that brain space that was second guessing and changing it all the time. Plus, we provide the external accountability while you're exerting that consistency muscle until it's really, really strong and it becomes a habit. A study by the American Society of Training and Development found that people are 65% more likely to achieve a goal after making a commitment to a person, and the likelihood of success rises to 95% when they meet with that person for ongoing accountability. Number 5 is you are relying on motivation, which is absolutely unreliable. Build your life as if motivation doesn't exist. I don't use motivation at all. I don't rely on it at all to do my workouts, to make sure that I eat well for myself. It is just who I am. And I have systems. Systems are dependable, and identity is extremely reliable. A bonus to not needing motivation and just doing the hard things first is that it does require some brain power, and that actually promotes neuroplasticity, which is the creation of new neurological pathways. So it actually strengthens your brain until it's easy and you have those new habit loops that can serve you more energy. Trust me, it will become automatic over time. You can create a new default, but you need clear intentions, systems, and then the decision fatigue will go away. And number 6, you're overcomplicating it, and that is overwhelming you. Overwhelmed minds don't act, they freeze. You'll feel tired before you even start. That's why I love the minimum effective dose. What is the least you can do to make progress and to prove to yourself that you are a consistent person? That may be the best place for you to initially focus your energy and intention. You think your results come from adding more, but often they come from simplifying and then layering on later on. So the call to consistency. How do we answer it? First, a clear, doable plan, as I said. Space for giving yourself grace. Done is better than perfect. And then let's consider your minimum effective dose plus external accountability. Then you want to track it in some way. Measure it. Where effort is measured, performance improves. You're going to realize you're ahead or you're behind or you need to make some adjustments much sooner when you have some actual data. Maybe it's as simple as printing out a calendar and putting X's and checks for your minimum effective dose so that you can see how many days you hit in a row, and it can kind of be gamified for you. There are also apps for this. Tell yourself that the little things matter. After I had my daughter, I was home all day with her, and it was really challenging for me as an achiever to just be and to just take care of this little one. So every little dirty diaper, I would tell myself, this matters. It's a lot easier to stay consistent when you look at every little action as something that matters. It's contributing to who you are becoming. The little things truly matter, and you're skipping out on a lot of things really quickly because you don't see the value, but the value compounds. And next, shorten the time buy-in for your brain. Time constraints can be really helpful to spur on consistency at first. This is why our clients that join our signature Metabolic Restore Method program only join for a few months initially, because it creates a lot of urgency. Plus, it doesn't feel as overwhelming to think about the long term. You can do anything for a few months, and then when you do it, it becomes your new normal. And super, super important, you need a reward. We make a big deal out of our kids doing things. Like for us, we're in a potty training season, but then we don't reward ourselves really in life. And if you are rewarding yourself, I would choose something that you truly will withhold if you don't do it. Make it fun, not a burden. I'd love to know which one of these 6 mistakes hit home for you. The all or nothing mindset, no clear why, a strong underlying belief that you'll never change, so you keep changing the plan, relying on motivation, or overcomplicating it. I encourage you today to pick one thing to drive home more consistently this week. And if you're tired of starting over, let us build you a strategy that works for your body and your life and coach you to success. Fill out the form under this episode to learn more. Follow me on Instagram, victoriahartcorn.fitness, and DM me the word consistent on Instagram to let me know you listened. Consistency is necessary to initiate adaptations within your body, to create habits within your behavior, and to rewire your mind. It also creates compounding momentum that has exponential power over time. Consider how 1 penny doubled every day for 30 days is over $10 million. Compounding is the 8th wonder of the world, and in the financial world, it doesn't take a lot to reap the effects of compounding. It truly just takes time. It's the same thing for your health. You will never be younger than you are today, so start right away. Small actions compounded turn you into a different person over time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're leaving feeling inspired, encouraged, and ready to take one step closer to the strongest, healthiest version of you. If you loved this episode, please leave a review, subscribe, and share it. I would love to know what you think also. Until next time, keep on moving forward, keep believing, and keep overcoming.